wrong button. We've come to the portion of the meeting now for public commentary. Anybody who would like to step up to the microphone and comment, if you could state your name and address and keep your comments to 5 minutes, please.
Oh.
What?
Sorry, trying to cross here.
You could sit on the side closer to the microphone.
No, you're going to spend half the meeting there.
I know, but I was sitting over there because I attended the hearings of the
Just a suggestion.
planning committee, and they have a habit of displaying things on this wall.
Oh, I see.
So I would sit over there in case, but you all don't do that too much, so I'll have to remember that.
It's like high school, you're unofficial.
Thank you. Anyway, not to take too much more time. 123, 16, 24, 25, 125, 16, I take it, I think you probably said it, were just enacted during the closed meeting, right? And therefore.
Correct.
Okay, necessarily couldn't have made the
Correct.
agenda. But 123, 16 sounds like, in favor of it, I think, because I think you're guaranteeing the financing of the, what do they call that housing?
The affordable housing?
Affordable housing. I think that's what you're doing, right?
Some of it, if
How-
necessary.
Some of it if
No, I
necessary.
understood that, if necessary. What, is there a problem that your normal budgeting might not cover it? Or is there some condition that might vary that you're trying to cover, or what?
John, this or that?
This resolution confines itself to just one particular piece of property. If all the planets are in alignment, the township intends to have a ground lease on a piece of property owned by the county at no cost to us on Ketch Road. And in partnership with the Morris County Housing Authority, it is hoped that that agency will find sufficient public funds to construct 44 units of affordable housing, which, not that it matters per your question, but because they are rental units, they give us a double credit toward whatever our affordable housing obligation will be. And in order to make sure that we are properly credited for those affordable units, we have to provide a funding mechanism in the event sufficient public funding is otherwise not available. Sorry, that's kind of a convoluted explanation. I hope you followed it.
Okay, good. I'm encouraged that you are providing 44 new units of rental housing. And I think that's good, that you're covering yourself for the different eventualities so that they will be available. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public care to comment?
We close the public portion.
Rob Walton wanted to finish a couple of words.
Yes, good evening, Mayor Committee. Rob Walton, Jersey Central Power and Light, 52 Chatham Road in the city of Summit. I come with not the best of news, but the necessary news. We've made an application to the BPU for a rate increase. We're asking for a little over 5% increase to our rates. It'll be about a $6 per month increase to the average residential customer bill. This is to help us continue to make the upgrades and improvements we've made in the last several years to our electrical infrastructure system. We've had a 38% reduction in tree-related outages, a 33% reduction in outages in general, and 19% improvement in the time it takes to restore folks once power does go out. We will still be, for nearly every single category, the lowest price regulated utility in the state, lower than PSE&G, Atlantic City Electric, Orange, and Rockland. It'll be about $142 million in new revenue that will generate each year for us, and all of it's just to keep up with these increasing capital costs that we have, the new projects we're taking on, cost of labor, all those things butt up, and we need a little bit more money to make all that happen. So we've made the application to the BPU. They'll have a hearing process where folks can certainly comment and appear before them and tell them what they think of us. But we're hopeful that the BPU will find favorable with our request. We're hoping that it takes place by January of 2017. We might be a little bit optimistic given the timetable already, but that's what we've asked for. So we'll certainly be interested in any feedback or questions or comments you have about our proposal. And as always, we're here to help.
Great. Any comments?
Life must go on.
What will the average homeowner see? And
About $5.56 per month, I think is the exact number
Okay.
on average.
Okay.
Rob, how are they doing with the tree trimming?
So far, as far as I know, so far so good. I've not heard any complaints or feedback from folks about any issues with our performance or with the aesthetic of it. For the most part.
Will it be continuing?
Oh, absolutely. We have an obligation to do a 4-year cycle of tree trimming in every circuit. We have increased our tree trimming in certain parts of certain circuits. The BPU, working with the LIG, developed a new standard for trimming around substations. So that first, for the substation, the first new device, we have to do a little more aggressive tree trimming to try to reduce the number of outages. And as I said, it's paid off. We've had a 19% reduction in tree, 33% reduction in tree-related outages in the last 2 years.
Just another question, Rob. Does the BPU have to sign off on that rate increase?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. We only charge what they let us.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
have you given a timetable in terms of when the public hearings would be? Is it one public hearing or several?
I'm sure there'll be several, and no, I've not been given, we've not been given any timetable from the BPU yet. The BPU, part of their process is, they do a thorough audit of our operations, what we're spending. They want to see that we're justified the rate increase. They also then have opportunities for the public to make comment.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else from the public care to comment?
Does it have to be a comment on what you've already said?
You gotta go back over the microphone.
Okay.
Should've stayed over there.
Right.
We're gonna have to give you an assigned seat for a future meeting. You know, I'm gonna have to say, are you, Mr. O'Reilly?
I'm afraid that it'll be arranged like a dunking seat. And you'll push a button, it'll go down and up again, and then you'll decide whether I've drowned or not.
Great idea. Just kidding.
Anyway, that raised a question. I don't know if it was JCP&L or Public Service. It was one of the utilities, though, in our neighborhood. Evidently, they have a sort of a guarantee or indemnity against damages they cause. There was a beautiful, huge tree, which was not in danger. It was not didn't pose a danger to any house until after whichever utility it was cut through the roots and putting through a line. And then, of course, it had to be taken down. Now, is the township, is it aware of any of this happening in the township, or of trees having to go down because power lines or gas lines are put through, and that there's no liability on part of the utilities?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Sure. It was definitely a utility, not something that you're condominium contractor.
Pardon me?
It was definitely a utility that cut through and not a project for your townhome community.
I understand it was one of the utilities.
Well, we're operating on incomplete information.
Right.
Yeah, but would the utilities in general, do they have any responsibility for any damage they
Ordinarily, I would say that the utilities have immunity for that kind of thing. I mean,
Yeah.
They are empowered with certain authority by statute, power, but as a public utility. So I don't know, but I would think immunities would attach.
That's what I was told. It sort of is difficult for a community to lose its trees that way, because they can make quite a difference in the appearance of a community,
Sure.
you know. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Now I'll sit on this side. Probably won't have anything more to say.
Okay, at this point, I'm gonna take a motion to close the public portion. Second?
Second.
Okay. All right, the consent calendar as distributed, in addition, adding the hiring of Officer O'Dare, is that correct? Yeah, you see, I got it, you know.
I take back everything.
100 populated relief, I am not sleeping, all right? Do I hear a motion on the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Okay. Commentary by the Township Committee, Ms. Johnson.
Okay, I see our distinguished Director of Parks and Recreation, Bill Folch, is sitting in the audience. I don't want to steal his thunder, but maybe he needs a little bit of rest after all the work he's been doing. Would you like to say anything about the status of the pool, or would you like me to say a few words, Bill?
It's all up to you, Louise.
Okay. Well, just about a couple of hours ago, I was standing on the grounds of Streeter Pool, and it is really looking beautiful. It is a little bit late in opening, as we know, but, schedule, quality of a job is remembered long after schedule, so we will be opening, I think we'll have a partial opening potentially tomorrow. Yep, the big pool is ready to go, and the slide will be ready by Saturday. And the low diving board is also ready right now. They're working on the high dive. And I think the only thing that won't be completely ready for Saturday opening is the baby pool area. But that's going to be fenced off so everyone is safe. I understand that the health inspection on the water quality passed today, and we're very happy about that. We're correcting a couple minor things that were found in the electrical inspections. I've just been very, very pleased with the quality of the inspections that have been taking place. Again, safety is a very important concern to us. We want to make sure everybody has a great time and a safe time. And I'll be manning the barbecue grills along with some of my colleagues on Saturday, so come on down, I'll grill you a burger.
Great.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Nunn.
I'm very happy to report that we now have a Facebook page for Morris Township.
Yay.
It may seem silly that that's what my comment is about, but there are hundreds of millions of people on Facebook. There are a lot of Morris Township residents on Facebook. Not everyone can access streaming audio or wants to. Not everyone has a Twitter account. Most people have Facebook accounts now, and it's updated daily with events in the town, in the county. It's updated hourly with things like a large power outage yesterday due to a car accident. There were a lot of calls about what was going on. It was updated on Facebook. So I'm happy to report it's something that I've wanted to do, and we've worked together to get it done. And we're going to post a link to the Facebook page on the township's website, so if anyone goes on there, they'll be able to find out exactly where the Facebook page is.
It's great news, and thank you for spearheading
Being
that.
asked about it?
Well, I didn't want to say that.
Sorry.
No, you weren't. You know what, though? You spearheaded it, and we appreciate it, and it's is long overdue, and thanks for being a pest. Mr. Quinn said you weren't a pest, so there you go. Mr. Sisler.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I wanted to congratulate two of our patrolmen, John Burke and John Donato, 146 and 147, for their permanent appointments by Chief McGinnis. Also congratulate Josh Wing, becoming firefighter class 1, appointed by Chief Carr this month. So congratulations to those three guys, three quality individuals that serve our township so well. And I wanted to put in a plug, not to take away from the swimming pools, but Saturday is VFW Post 3401 out of Marsh Plains, their annual pig roast. Some of the things that they do there, I'm a life member. I just became a life member of the Post and of the men's auxiliary. And one of the things that they do is they bring up veterans from Lions Hospital once a month to do roast beef dinners for them, or barbecues, or breakfasts, or things like that. I used to think about veterans and think about guys that were in World War II, my grandfather's age and my dad's age in Vietnam. The last barbecue we had for them, they had 2 busloads of individuals, and there was not one person that was older than 35 years old. These are a lot of Afghani and Iraqi war vets, and not physically injured as much as post-traumatic stress disorder, but all the proceeds that the pig roast goes directly to those guys to help them and get them out of the hospital setting for a little while. So if anybody's interested in tickets, they're $35 at the door, $30 in advance, and you get a pig that starts smoking at like 2 o'clock in the morning to get ready. So it's a really good time. Hot dogs, sandwiches, sausages, beer, and soft drinks. So it's all good.
It's awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Hours?
12 to 5:30. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Mancuso.
Thank you, sir. Again, looking forward to the opening of Streeter Pool.
We will have a sort of a formal ceremony between 1:30 and 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Love to have you all come and join us and to be part of it. Obviously, we all know that summer is here, and 4th of July is only 10 days away. Please go out and buy a flag. Hang it from your house and hang it all year long. It's critical, most important, one of the most important things I can think of that we can do. The bad news is the days started getting shorter yesterday.
We're on the back nine.
We are going to
We're on the back nine.
Absolutely. And for myself and for all my associates up here, our best wishes to the Quinn family on the death of Mr. Quinn's father. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Well, that was the first comment I wanted to make, so yes. Our deepest condolences. So, not to steal the thunder again, Streeter Pool. It should be a lot of fun. The pool will open on Saturday, correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, about 11 a.m. The festivities begin at 1. We'll do a formal little kickoff toast and whatnot from the Township Committee, as Mr. Mancuso said, between 1:30 and 2. And then between DJ, Nash FM will be there with their Nash Street team, which always is some fun. And there'll be some music from a band, the Bottle Openers, who I may jump in with a little bit here and there. Probably more here than there. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. The facility is absolutely tremendous. We as residents of this community should be incredibly proud of those facilities that have been staples since the 1970s. We now are state-of-the-art, and we'll be going probably another 40 or 50 years before somebody else up on another group on this dais has to make a decision on those. Hopefully, maybe more. But they're state-of-the-art facilities, and they truly add to our community. Just to, just listening to what Mr. Sisler just said earlier, and the comments by Mr. Mancuso, we're talking about community. Mr. Sisler brought up some great points about folks that have served our country, and some have given it all. They've given the ultimate sacrifice. Some have not, have come back wounded, but they've all served our country in ways that we can't even imagine what they went through. And we talk about community. We're somewhat shielded from all of that, right? We've got this great community. We don't, aside from, unfortunately, aside for Veterans Day, Memorial Day, and the 4th of July, we hardly think about it. We, unless you go to these VFW events, you don't encounter these men and women who've given so much so we can have what we have here in this community. We're all pretty blessed to live here. We're all pretty blessed to live in this area, in this town. We have so much to offer, but they brought up some great points. As much as we have going on within this community, and not only on those 3 days, just remember what a lot of men and women throughout many, many years have done to keep us where we're at today, and keeping this community what we have. It's truly a blessing, and it is wonderful. So, on that note, monthly reports. Do we hear a motion on the monthly reports as submitted?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, bills. Speaking of that, I so miss Scott Rosenbusch's little comments at the end of the bills, right? We haven't heard those in many, many months. Just throwing it out there. Claims for bills, $8,932,422.20. Do I hear a motion on the bills?
Reluctantly.
You knew you had to jump in there, right? Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Johnson? Yes. Ms. Mancuso?
Yes.
Mr. Nunn?
Yes.
Mr. Sisley?
Yes.
Mayor Caffrey?
Yes. All right, do I hear a motion for adjournment? Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You're adjourned. Thank you, everyone. I hope to see everybody Saturday.
The UBC.